Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How many of you have been eating fish? I think it's almost 80%. What about smoked fish? It's almost 60%. This smoked fish is the legacy of our people in West Nile, where I come from, as it has been said. I come from a family of 9 children, and I'm the last born. When I was about 6 years old, I learned that my eldest brother was a medical doctor. And then I asked my mother, how did this brother of mine become a medical doctor? My mother told me that, your brother was a very hardworking man. He ate a lot of smoked fish and the meat. I said, that's what he ate. And then I asked her, to which school did he go to? Then I was told by my mother that, your brother went up to a school which is very, very far. They are there in Kampala. And that school is called Makerere University. You can imagine at the age of 6, somebody tells you that your brother went to a school called Makerere University. I'm deep in Arua district there, which is 550 kilometers. At the same time, I was fascinated by planes. See the planes, most of the planes which fly from outside there, which enter Uganda, a lot of them cross via Arua. Then these planes fascinated me. Then I asked my mother again, these birds which fly like that, who makes them? And how do they fly? You can imagine a woman who has not gone to school, and you're asking her to explain to you how a plane flies. And then the only question she answered was that these planes are made by people from Ulaya. These 2 things, my brother being a doctor, this inspired me. And the desire to know how a plane works also inspired me. And then I took a decision. I told my mother that I must go to this school called Makerere University and either become a doctor or know how to make planes. And then you should give me the foods which my brother ate. That decision which I took changed my course and made me whom I am at that age of 6 years. And then she gave me the food. I ate. I'm here, as you have introduced. Now, when I was interacting with after me finishing the universities and getting this job with National Agricultural Research Organization, I was interacting with my colleagues from food science. We were trying to share our delicious meals that we always like. And then when it reached me, I told them that, you see, for me, I'm a fan of smoked fish. I eat it a lot since from my childhood. Now one of them jumps up and says, Alphonse, you must stop eating this smoked fish in large quantities. I asked her, but this is my delicacy. Why do you stop me from eating it? Or you tell me to reduce the amount that I shall eat? Then she told me that, the problem with it is that the way they smoke it, it gets contaminated with the cancer-causing compounds that come from the burning wood, which they use to smoke the fish. And then when you eat large quantities of it, your risk of getting cancer goes up. And after hearing all this cancer, then I froze. Somebody tells you the food you have been eating a lot, and then when you can eat it, your risk of getting liver cancer goes up. What do you expect? Naturally, you just shrink. Then I said, what do I do? Then as we talk, and then we found that 40% of Ugandans also eat this smoked fish. So it means that their risk of getting liver cancer also goes up. Then I got disturbed in the head again. I asked myself another question. Why do I exist on this earth? What is my value? Then I realized that one of my key values is to be useful to the society. My purpose of existence, I realized that, is to serve humanity through contributing to solving societal problems. And then in 2011, I decided that I should do something. Before I tell you what I decided to do, I wanted to ask you, how many of you have lost either a relative or a friend, or has heard that people die of cancer? I mean, almost everybody. I also have a sad story. I lost friends, and I lost a brother who inspired me to become who I am. And then I also thought of these 40% Ugandans who enjoy this fish. If we leave the things continue like that, it means their risk of contracting liver cancer will go up. So in 2011, I decided to embark on a long journey. I said I must do something which should reduce these cancer-causing compounds in our smoked fish, such that when these women are smoking the fish, the black side, and then they they place in the market fish which is of good quality, which is safe, and then it is of good quality. So I decided to develop a fish smoking kiln, a commercial food-grade fish smoking kiln. The journey started in 2011. It wasn't a simple journey with a lot of ups and downs. So in 2011 to 2014, it was a challenging journey. With my team, we designed and fabricated prototypes. The first 2 prototypes that we designed did not work. All of them failed. We used to we make the prototype, we smoke fish, and we take samples to Makerere University, to the Department of Chemistry, to analyze that smoked fish, to see whether these cancer-causing compounds that come from the wood have come down to the level which is recommended by World Health Organization and the European Union. The first 2 things failed. At the same time, we were running out of money. The money which we had was very small. We wanted to maximize that money such that we get something out of it. We almost gave up. I being the one who led the team, I got frustrated. But what kept us going? We had one principle which we have kept up to today. It is never give up. When you start something, never give up. And then also the desire to be a part of the team that should contribute to fighting cancer cases in the world also drove us. And then we pressed on our employer, and then the employer accepted and committed more money in 2015. We continued with the work. Then in 2016, I was so disturbed that now the money is there, but the principles of the physics and the chemistry that is needed are not coming in the right way. So I was under real pressure. Then I was sleeping. One day, I was sleeping. Then something came into my mind. I was deep in a sleep. Something came into my mind. How this fish smoking kiln should look like. Which physics should we use? Which chemistry principle should we use? So I was in a state of a dream. Then I jumped out of my bed. I picked my pen, because I used to put pens on the table, on my table, and then also some notebook. That action of me jumping out of the bed disturbed my wife. My wife also jumped and followed me. She thought I got a nightmare. She thought I got a nightmare. Then she jumped and held me. Then I decided to push her down because I didn't want to talk. Because if I talked, my ideas were going to evaporate. So I just pushed her down and then she sat. So I concentrated. Those first 50 seconds were very critical for me. So I made my sketches and then I put down the basic principles. Then from there I came back. I told her, you see, I got an idea which I didn't want to evaporate. So please excuse me. Then she went back to bed. I followed her. We slept. Then the following day in the morning, so I woke up and then I said, before I go to office, I want to organize these thoughts now properly. So I took about 1 hour, and then I put these things properly. I said, this fish smoking kiln now should have a source where we generate the smoke, a source where the smoke is filtered, and a source where we put the fish, a place where we put the fish to dehydrate. So when I went to office, I called my colleagues, I told them the story which happened in the night, just exactly like what I've told you. They also laughed, exactly like you have laughed. So we said, okay, let us now put the real science. We finish it. That happened in around February in 2016. So we put this thing properly. It took us about a month with working drawings and everything. Then we put request for materials. Our procurement process, it also takes its own ages. So by May, we were able to get the materials. So we struggled, and then we finished that prototype. That was not the third one. So we made it, and it was ready in June 2016. And then, as I told you earlier, after us making the prototype, and then we smoked fish, and then we took this fish to Makerere University, as usual, to chemistry department. Now, these guys analyzed this fish, about 30 pieces. So they analyzed, and then they sent us the result. When I saw the result, it gave me joy, but not full. Because when the results came, these figures were now just above the recommended higher limits given by European Union and the World Health Organization. Then my colleague says, I think we are now going to hit it because we are now very close by. Then we continued. I told them that now we are going to embark on the smoke filter. You imagine this, you get a smoke there, and then you're supposed to remove those compounds that cause the cancer. And then you leave the smoke as it is, such that you get the aroma you want. So it wasn't very easy to do. So we embarked on continuing with the filter. We made the fourth prototype. Then it came out in October 2016. Now, when it came out, we smoked fish again, and we took the samples to Makerere University. So these guys analyzed it, and then they sent the result. I told my colleagues that this time, I'm not going to be the one seeing these results. I want my colleagues in food science to come and open this envelope, and they look at these results from the side of food science. Because for me, I'm an engineer. I want them to analyze all these elements, because there are over 30 of them. I want them to pick us those which they are always tell us that they are, when you eat them, they elevate your risk of getting cancer. So these guys picked the results, and then they called me, Alphonse, I want you to go to Wandegia. You should buy 4 kilos of pork at our expense. Then these ladies came. They said, do you know why we ordered for this pork? We have now hit the jackpot. Okay? They say you have now hit the jackpot. So when I heard that we have hit the jackpot, all that pressure which I had, because I was also under pressure, my director general was also asking me, Candia, how far have you gone with that work? If you succeed in this thing, we're going to attend it. And then my director was also encouraging me, please continue. We shall succeed. So when we hit the jackpot, everybody jubilated. Everybody jubilated. So we are so happy. The story continued. Now we say, now, on the safety side, we have succeeded. What about the consumers? How are they going to react to this fish? Because the one which they have been used to, which you are going to see very soon, they have been used to is black, and the taste is different. But this one, it looks different. So what we did, we say now, the food science people, you come here, you must continue with their work of sensory tests. So they did about 3 more tests. They went to the market and collected people. They came and ate this fish because it is now safe. And then all of them said they have liked the fish, and they were very happy. They said they want more. And then the jackpot was now confirmed. Yeah. So I want you to see how the fish is smoked in our traditional way, and then the fish which this kiln does. Down here, they put fire. Then the fish is put up there. All that smoke which burns down with the heat and so on, all of it goes to that smoke. And you can see the lady is struggling. She's struggling. So she's getting a lot of irritation from the throat and the eyes. At the same time, the fish is getting contaminated with cancer-causing compounds. Proceed. Now you can see how black the fish is. All these coatings you see here, that is the carbon. So this fish is heavily contaminated with cancer-causing compounds. So when we eat large quantities of it, we increase our risk of contracting liver cancer. Now this is one of our prototypes of our kiln. Where you see this circle, that's where we put the fish to dehydrate. The next part is the filter. And then on the other side, that's where we generate the smoke. It passes through that pipe and enters into that component. Unfortunately, I don't have a pointer. It is this one. This is the filter. So the smoke gets filtered here. When it gets filtered, the clean smoke, which is free of cancer-causing compounds, accumulates up there. And then it is tapped down inside the dehydration chamber. And this, inside it looks like the other side, as you see there. That's tilapia. Proceed. Now you can see we have made this one bigger. Now if you try to recall the other earlier fish and this one, I think you can give your judgment. Can give you a judgment. Okay, thank you. The story did not stop here. So what we did thereafter is that we said this technology must go to the market. So in 2017, we didn't have enough money, but with the private sector, we started the second journey of making these kilns available to the communities such that the processors and the delivers safe quality fish in the market. So far, you have 3 of them. That is directly under our effort. One is in Kindi. It is managed by Kindi Women Fish Processors Association. And this lady has penetrated the middle class market now. And then there are two, which are in Wakiso district, for those guys who do pond fish farming. Our parent ministry, the Ministry of Agriculture, has also landed on the wagon. They have also started disseminating the technology. I conclude by saying that for the first time in the history of Uganda, and also for the first time in the history of Africa, this is the first technology that processes quality and safe smoked fish. And because of that, Naro is going to get a patent for the African continent. So finally, I would like to invite you to join me in disseminating this information such that we all contribute to reducing the risk of contracting liver cancer. Thank you.